Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Kupferberg here from New World Immigration. We've put together the slide to discuss the process as to how a business owner would be able to enter Australia to become a permanent resident and essentially buy a business in Australia or start a new business in Australia, alternatively expand your current business into Australia. We often get a lot of inquiries from business owners from various parts of the world, and they would ultimately like to understand what steps they would need to go through, what pathways are available to them, what costs are involved, what is the criteria that they would need to meet financially as well as business activity wise, what it is that they would need to have in place to essentially get over. And this slideshow is going to discuss just that. So the topics that we're going to be discussing for the subclass 188A, this is your entry-level business permit as to how you'd be able to enter Australia. We'd be discussing how the visa works, the business permit qualifying criteria, the financial requirements, all right, and then of course how to get started. So a couple of features and benefits of a business owner venturing into Australia would be that you'd be part of a growing startup ecosystem thanks to the strong government support. So as you may know, that Australia being very much supportive of foreign business owners that are essentially building the economy with the Australian economy itself and ultimately in benefit of the Australian nation, as well as employing local staff, etc. That basically is a major benefit to the Australians, and of course in return it'd be beneficial to the business owner. You'll also have access to resources to succeed given the availability of funding, and of course Australia's strong trade relationships with a number of countries neighboring Australia itself and far out as well, which then be able to, if you are looking for from a point of view of imports and exports, if that were your business or transportation, etc., or commodities itself, that would be a major benefit to your business. So the business permit visa is broken up over a 4-stage process. New World Immigration has taken this approach in order for you to manage your cash flow, as well as manage the risk elements to an application process like this, as well as any potential changes that may take place at any given point in time, either with regards to the qualifying criteria or maybe the state requirements or the state that you are looking to go to. So the visa is issued to an applicant for a period of 5 years. If you satisfy the business innovation visa, you'd then be able to apply for permanent residency after your 4th to 5th year of being in business in Australia. The business permit qualifying criteria requires you to be under the age of 55. You also need to meet a point score. So the point assessment is based on a number of key factors where you'll receive points based on your age, qualifications, business experience, your company turnover, and they would then also take a look at your net worth combined between you and your partner or yourself as an individual business owner. Any potential trademarks or patents that are currently being in use within the business, and then of course finally looking at a export trade license. The financial requirements of the business permit would focus on your company turnover, all right? So as well as your involvement and equity shareholding of the business or 2 businesses that you're able to apply or use for the program itself. You must own at least one of the following percentages nominated by the main business. 51% ownership of the business must have a turnover of less than 400,000 Australian dollars per annum. If, however, it is more than $400,000 turnover per annum, it could be reduced to 30% ownership. And then, of course, you are able to also qualify if you are registered as a shareholder of a public listed entity, and that would be 10% shareholding. Now, to give you an indication as to the financial requirements, as you'll see within the bullet points that we've listed below, one of the key factors would be that you can provide evidence that you've been in business for a period of at least 4 years. And you'd be able to provide evidence that you've had a successful venture within your business over the last 4 years. And the 4 years that I'm referring to would be the 4 years prior to you applying for this visa. Have a genuine desire to continuously own and maintain a management role within the business. Basically what that means is that they don't want you to come in and delegate roles within management of the business and you go and sit in the periphery or travel the world and not actually have day-to-day engagement or management engagements within the business. If your nominated main business provides professional, technical, or trade services, you must spend time within that service. So for an example, if you're a plumbing business owner and you're looking to open another plumbing business in Australia, you yourself as a tradesman would need to be within that role itself. But of course, no more than half of your time provided to that particular service. So basically what that means is that you would need to retain a management role as well as a hands-on role. At the time of invitation, so when you're applying for this business permit, the Australian government will require you to have a net worth, a combined net worth between you and your partner, which is lawfully acquired, that would need to exceed 1.25 million Australian dollars. So at the time of invitation. The final financial requirement that the Australian government will require from you would be that your business has had a turnover of at least 750,000 Australian dollars per annum. And we would take a look at any 2 out of the last 4 years. So any 2 out of the last 4 years, we would need to present evidence that your company has had a turnover of at least 750,000 Australian dollars. So thank you for listening to this brief explanation of the Australian Subclass 188 Business Innovation Visa. Quite a mouthful, but essentially that is how a business owner or family is able to relocate to Australia via the business option. Get in contact with me directly on my email address as well as via my direct contact number. I'm also available on WhatsApp. Let's arrange for a consultation. Let's better understand the playing field that you have as a business owner where you're able to establish yourself in Australia and eventually apply for permanent residency down the line. Thank you so much. Take care.